What's good, people? Trade recap. Um, yeah, I'm gonna just start out in bar replay, and then, oh shit, what did I just do? What the fuck is that? Okay. Hold on. All right. So, starting off, high time frame bias, right? So obviously, we are kind of overextended. We've had this big move up with still no retracement at all, no rebalance at all. So obviously you could target equal. So my main confluence was first this overextension, right? And I've talked about it before. How do I know that when we are overextended? RSI, right? We can check the RSI, and but this yellow line is the average, which I don't care about. But you can see the purple line. We are basically out of the zone. The 1 hour, we are well outside the zone. The 30-minute, we are well outside the zone. The 15-minute, we're outside the zone. Like in every single time frame, like we are just overextended basically, right? So I know we're overextended. We're due for a retrace of some sort, right? It's been like, what is this? 24 hours, no retrace at all, right? On the higher time frame, right? So first you could target equilibrium off this low, right? Which I didn't want to target because this is a pretty big move, right? And plus, we could easily just rebalance to a fair value gap and then immediately just press up higher, right? So we also had NFP in the morning at 8:15 a.m. right? So obviously that's a data low. This is a strong draw. This was our 8:50, or sorry, I think was it 8:30 or 8, it was 8:30. So this is our data low, right? We know data low is a strong draw. Second thing I want to target is this 4 hour fair value gap, right? We have a volume or a wick displacement here, so that's like when price moves too fast that like the bodies aren't even next to each other, right? Because let's think about it. This candle opens right here. This candle closes right here, right? So the next candle should open where this candle closed, and it clearly didn't. So it created this volume gap, slightly stronger than what a fair value gap is, right? Which we don't have to have that marked out because my take profit is the fair value gap, okay? And I also thought about targeting this 4 hour BPR. We have this 4 hour BPR, right? Because you can see we have this 4 hour fair value gap. And then we have this 4 hour fair value gap, and that's this double shaded region is the BPR. Once again, I'm only targeting the start of the BPR. So we have this 4 hour BPR, we have the 4 hour fair value gap, we have all this, the data lows, blah, blah, blah. We are overextended, and on top of that, to top it all off, we have a high time frame SMT. So you can see right here, this high, right? Not taken. Same high. Oh, it's this high. This is the same high. Clearly taken, right? This high, oh my gosh, okay, so this high is taken, right? So we have a high time frame SMT, we're overextended, due for a retrace. Like, it's just, this setup is just too clean. I also thought about having a take profit at this fair value gap, but I ended up only taking profit at the 4 hour fair value gap. So going into market open, I am extremely bearish. I can already tell you like that I was going to hit something. Okay, like we were going to go down no matter what. So at this point, I'm just waiting for market open. So we can just go ahead and scale down to the 1. And now I'm really just looking for an SMT, right? Because yes, we have an external high time frame SMT, but I'm also wanting to see an internal low time frame SMT, right? So we can go ahead and click play. So immediately, obviously I'm not going to trade market open, but immediately market open, what happens? We take out all these highs with this market open candle. And, ooh, I mean, on my chart, we did not take it out, but we did here. That's weird. I don't know. I swear I'm not lying, but when I was on TopSec X, I was also trading MNQ. I don't know why it's doing, I don't know why, but there was an SMT here, I swear. But we also had one. Dang, bro. It was right here. I swear, I'm not faking. My chart was just a little different, but I promise you there was an SMT like this. I know it looks like I took out the high, but I'm not tweaking. Obviously, we have a change in the state right here. We have a market structure shift right here, right? So boom, change in the state here, market structure shift here. I'm waiting for a rebalance to the change in the state, and then I'm going to go ahead and enter, get the change in the state on this candle right here, right? So I'm entered. I think I entered right around here. Stop loss at the SMT high. Take profit, right? So obviously I had break even was at this draw. Why did I have it at this draw? Because if we play it out, the only reason for us to come, like if we were to come down, the only reason for us to come back up is if we were to form a bullish SMT with this ES low, Okay, that's why I have my stop loss at break even, because for example, let's say NQ takes out this low and ES doesn't, then that's a bullish SMT, which actually I did get scared because ES did take out this low faster than NQ did, and we almost formed a bullish SMT, but we did it, right? So because NQ ended up taking this low. As soon as NQ takes out this low, there is no reason for us not to go all the way down. Okay, so that's why my stop loss was at break even right there, right? Once again, this is data low. Why I didn't target data low? Because obviously if we're hitting data low, we're going to rebound into this fair value gap. So this was the trade. Actually, my risk reward wasn't a 6.7. It was about a 5. So I probably entered more like here. Yeah, that's really it. So we can go ahead and play it. We kind of get stuck in some... Oh, we're moving fast. We kind of get stuck in some chop work right around here. We flushed down after this low, so this was kind of scary. And then this was a really good candle out. Actually, I did not. My entry was not that good. Hold on. Oh, yeah, okay. I remember I nearly got stopped out, so it was off this move right here. Yeah, this move. And then we immediately... Now, I'm not going to lie, I low-key tweaked out right here. I believe this was an SMT. Yeah, so like you can see, ES took out the high, and NQ did not. So we had another bearish SMT. You could have entered off that, and then entered off this just strong bearish move, or whatever you wanted to enter off, or this respected 1 minute retrace. And then, I mean, that's really it, boys. And then we just continue to flush down. So I'll go ahead and pause it whenever. So right around here, this is where ES took out the low. You can see NQ did not take out the low, so I was kind of tweaking over here. So my stop loss was already at break even though I didn't hit this point, only because this was a possible bullish SMT. Luckily though, we do bullish, but we respect this 1 minute fair value gap, and then once we take out the low, it's pretty much GG's from there. Like I said, I probably should have... Oh, and I also had consequent encroachment of that 4 hour fair value gap as a take profit, but I just chose not to. So this was data lows, no need to mark it. Or sorry, that was break even, no need to mark that. This was data lows, just had it marked out. So this is when I hit my take profit. Now I believe this... I don't remember if it even got hit because I didn't have a take. Yeah, so this was the 4 hour fair value gap, which as you can see did end up getting hit. So kind of unfortunate. What I can go ahead and tell you what I should have done is probably just left one runner down here. I also de-risked because I took a loss today and was looking at an unfortunate loss, so I didn't want to like over leverage or anything. So I only risked 3 contracts, and I was in for $250 right here, or $200. And yeah, so this would have been my one and only and final take profit, this 4 hour BPR. Not gonna lie, it's clear I definitely should have targeted that. I didn't because, like I said, I felt like we could have rebalanced off the 4 hour fair value gap once we got to reach a tap into. So yeah, this would have been absolutely crazy. Probably should have taken this, I'm not gonna lie. I just left one runner because I was in for 3 contracts. Should have exited 2 right here and then left one runner. But yeah, boys, that's really a trade recap. That was my bias. Biggest thing was my bias. Biggest thing was the high time frame SMT, as well as the overextension. As soon as we're overextended on the higher time frames, I can nearly go ahead and tell you 9 times out of 10 I'm banging a trade that day. Every single time I'm banging a trade. It's just such an easy confluence, and this 4 hour BPR would have been fire. But like I said, I felt like obviously you got to play it safe. You could have also, like I said, targeted equilibrium of this extension. I don't even know if it got hit because I didn't have it as a take profit. But I did not get hit. Well, that's fine because I didn't have a target. But either way, that's why I felt like we could have tapped into this 4 hour fair value gap right here, and then just respect it out. Like I said, I did have consequent encroachment of this 4 hour fair value gap marked out, but like I said, I didn't take it because I felt like there was, we could have just rebalanced this for 4 hour fair value gap and continue higher. We were pretty bullish, but we were just overextended. That's the only thing. If you tried to took longs today, not gonna lie, that's kind of crazy. I think you're cooked. It's pretty obvious when we're overextended, and I felt like today was really, really overextended. It was kind of obvious. Like, you can literally just look at the 15, bro. Like, this shit's like no retrace, no solid retrace at all, other than this data low that created. But that was still a bullish candle. Like, this is just straight bullish. This was a good retrace, but still. So it was time for a retrace. I felt like that was pretty obvious. It was really obvious with the relative strength index. That makes it easier to see. Not much else to say. I swear this was an SMT. I know it's not really. It wasn't on this, but it was on the Top Step X thing. So, and yeah, executions are on Top Step as well. I probably should have made the trade recap on Top Step X so you could see like my exact executions, but that's all on my social media as well, so y'all can check that out. But and yeah, you can check. You know, I'm not lying. So executions and everything are on there. You can see everything. So, but obviously, one thing I should have done is just left one runner for this 4 RPPR. That would have been fire. 8.7, crazy. But definitely should have left one runner. I would have left one runner if I was in for more contracts. Like a 3 contract trade is kind of low, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Like if I was in for more contracts, I would be down for like if I was in for like 8 contracts or something, I'd be down because I could take 4 contracts off here and then 4 contracts down here. But like a 3 contract trade, bro, like that is not a lot. And like I said, I de-risked. So, yeah, boys, that's really the trade recap. That's more in depth. Not gonna lie, I knew the trade was going to bang as soon as we took out this low. So as soon as because we also nearly formed a bullish SMT here, I believe. I believe we did. Nearly. Yeah, so this low you can see immediately was taken out with this. And you can see it kind of get respected a little bit. So this would have been a bullish SMT. So I thought I was cooked here. I'm not going to lie. I really thought I was fried because we had this 1 minute bullish SMT. And I was just really hoping for another internal SMT with this high, but then both pairs took out this high. Luckily, we made the SMT on this and then just straight flush. Once we take out this low, and that no longer this is like, once we take out this, once both pairs took out this internal draw, it was GG's. But yeah, boys, that's a trade recap. That's in depth. I hope that helps. And yeah, catch y'all boys. Peace.